door has been closed.
Okay. Yeah, but the problem with that is getting it in 12 tenses. I need a sentence for like 12 tenses. Like the example was, so, where's my letter? John is typing a letter. That was the example, right? Now we put it in 12 tenses, something like that. Like John is washing the dishes. Is that simple? Good? Yeah? Speaking of passive, once again, it's passive too. So again, a quick check of the 12 tenses with like one sentence, and then I want to look at more complicated cases. So speaking of passive, one more time, some verbs cannot be made passive, right?
Yeah.
So passive is when I say John is washing the dishes are being washed, right?
Yeah.
So I would say John is washing the dishes. The dishes are being washed. Now, the point was, first of all, that a couple of major points about passive were that A, the question is, why do I need passive? Why not say John is washing the dishes, saying the dishes are being washed? Why do it so the other way around, the hard way?
Because you don't want to talk about the
Subject.
subject, and sometimes you want to emphasize in the action.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So that makes me happy when I hear some answers. So either I don't know who did it. The window is broken. Well, I said it during the first bit. The window is broken. So either I would say John broke the window. Now, in grammar books, when they say John broke the window, if you make it passive, how should you say? The window was broken. Because this is past, so that's past. But in actual life, we don't stick to this. Because now I look at the rule, the window, and I'm saying the window is broken. John broke the window, but the result is the window is broken. So what should we do? It's not important who did it. Sometimes this conversation takes place. Look, mommy, John did it. It's like, look, it's not important for me who did it. Now the window is broken. We have to fix it. We have to replace it. We have to get a new window. We gotta get a new window pane, glass, change it, replace it. So in actual conversation, either we don't know who did it, or it's not even important, or we don't want to talk about it. So in grammar, we say if we want to talk about it, we can use by. The window is broken by whatever. In grammar, we talk about the agent, so we can have the agent. So I remember I also asked you to look at different texts in different places and see where you find actually passive voice actually used. If you go to TTC and then you get one of these things, a transfer, and you look at the back of it, you see there's a lot of instances of like passive use. This ticket may be used to do this. It cannot be used to do this. It can only be used because in formal writing, you don't want to talk to a person, address a person. Passengers are expected to leave the train 5 minutes. Passengers are expected to be at the stations. You want to take IELTS. Candidates are expected to be at the test center by 7:30 p.m., by 8 p.m. The doors are closed. They don't want to say who closes the doors. Oh, John, who's in that center, closes that door. Jim closes this door. No. Doors are closed at, tests are commenced at, papers are given out, test papers are distributed, given out. So these are, so in real life. Now, our challenge here in this class is not to learn grammar like grammar school, like some stupid book and some stupid sentences, to actually learn where we can use this. To become aware and conscious, like next time I'm reading the paper, this is passive, this is passive, so this is where I can naturally use passive on my grammar. Or tenses. When I study tenses here, the challenge is not like school, I should memorize 12 tenses, so the present continuous. Not like that. The point is what tenses I actually use in conversation. So next time when I speak, to become a little conscious of my tenses and my grammar as I speak, as I write. So, with that intro. So we talk about passive. We now know somehow, in formal language, passive is used more. We can't use it with every verb. We can use it, we have two kinds of verbs that, with regard to object. Those verbs that come with object, those who don't. Those who take object are transitive, right? Say it out loud. I'm listening to you. Those who don't take objects are intransitive. Give me an intransitive verb. Come, go, perfect. I go to school every day. Is it transitive? Does it have an object? No. If it has no object, I can't make it passive. Because I use the object of the active sentence. So active was the opposite of passive, right? We have the active voice and passive. Versus passive. Passive voice. Because I use the object of this sentence. John broke the window. The window is the object. I use this, I bring it to the beginning of the sentence and use it as the subject of my passive sentence. So here, the object becomes the subject. The window is broken. So if the verb has no object, what can I bring to the beginning? Sometimes we use pronouns or dummy subjects, such as it is believed that, it is believed that. Like we use it, which is called a dummy subject. To make passive. And we use this a lot in writing for IELTS or formal writing. It is highly believed that, it is widely believed that, widely, it is said that, now, so the verb needs to be transitive, needs an object. That's it. Intransitive verbs like come and go cannot be made passive. I go to school, I can't say I am gone or the school is gone to by me. Natural English and stupid grammatical English, they're different. I called John. Do I ever say John was called by me? Yes, grammatically it's possible. I called John, so John was called by me. No. I shoveled the snow, so the snow was shoveled by me. I drive my car to where my car is driven by me. No. So there are things that we say, and there are things that we don't say. There are things that we write, there are things that we don't write. The things that naturally, native speakers naturally use are natural English. Now the challenge here for this class is, okay, we learned grammar in our schools, at home, anywhere we were, to actually be able to speak correct English, write correct English, using these grammatical structures naturally. And naturally means the natural speakers of the language, or writers of the language. Some grammarians say, no, this is not possible. After a few years, those same grammarians say, sorry, this is possible, because, oh, look, everybody's using it. The doctors are using it, the lawyers are using it, the president is using it. People are using it on the street. So the best thing they can say, that's informal. Such as, there's a lot of cars. Still not very grammatical. Still not in IELTS, but at least a grammar book like Understanding Grammar and Using Grammar says it's informal. If you look at books 20 years ago, they said incorrect. Now they're not saying incorrect, wrong, they're saying informal. Which is a good thing, recognizing the process of the change of the language, because no one can stop the change. Now, our challenge is, first of all, we learn the rules, like during the first video, and today I want to repeat those, the formula. But after the formula, which of these sentences are actually natural? And how can I use passive naturally? Tenses, when we learn tenses, I will have done something by 6 o'clock. How often do we actually use this? But it's good to know it. And it's good to use it in the right way. When I, as an English teacher, listen to people speak on the streets here in Canada, I hear all these things, but they use them naturally. The problem is I'm an English teacher, so I always, oh, that was future perfect. That was future perfect progressive. Like the guy is a truck driver, he's using it, the guy is, talking to his whatever. Yeah? The guy says, I will get your ass.
Future.
Yeah? Okay. Future perfect. Yeah. Now, I want to take advantage of this, and I want to choose one of these sentences, like about the dishes. Or if you can give me another sentence that's kind of natural, give me another natural sentence. So, because maybe most people don't wash the dishes anymore, it's the dishwashers that wash the dishes. Except if you live in a rental apartment and you don't have a dishwasher, so you have to do it yourself, manually. Yeah. And if you live alone, the dishes pile up and then you have to do it one week instead, like your weekend to do the dishes. So, I would start with Ray washes his dishes every day. Or washes the dishes every day. So, the dishes?
Was by Ray every
The dishes are washed every day by Ray. Stupid sentence. We don't say it naturally. I don't want to hear such sentences from you because you don't say it. The dishes are washed every day. But grammatically, right now we're looking only at the formula. So Ray washes the dishes every day. The dishes are washed by Ray. Ray is washing the dishes. The dishes are being washed because we talked about it. So the dishes are being. He is washing. Anytime we have ing, we have being in passive. He has washed the dishes. Oh, come on, he has. I have washed the dishes. Did you wash the dishes? Yeah, I have washed the dishes. I washed them like 10 minutes ago. I have washed them 10 times today. He has washed the dishes. Come on, he has washed the dishes.
So what's this? Have been
The
washed.
dishes have been washed. So every time there's a perfect tense, there's a been. So remember, every time there was a simple was, let's remember the formula. So simple was be
That's the thing.
plus past participle. Be was, am, is, are, will be, was, were. Okay, plus past participle. So all of this. So he washes the dishes are washed. He will wash the dishes will be washed. He washed the dishes were washed. So all simple tenses were like this. Wash the dishes were washed. Washes the dishes are washed. Will wash the dishes will be washed. Now continuous. He is washing the dishes. The dishes
Are being washed.
So
Be.
being
PP.
So he is washing the dishes for Ray. The dishes are being washed. He will be washing the dishes. The dishes will be being washed. Yes? So when you look at be, you should remember all this stuff. He was washing the dishes when I called him. The dishes were being washed. Continues. Perfect. He has washed the dishes. The dishes in the future will have. Yeah? In the past, had been PP. Past person. So he will have, listen, I will have washed the dishes by the time you arrive. Have you washed the dishes? I will have washed them all by the time you arrive. Okay, so the dishes, or they will have been washed. Don't worry, the dishes will have been washed by the time you set foot, by the time you get home. I have washed the dishes. The dishes have been washed. I had washed the dishes before she came. I was lucky. The dishes had been washed before she came. Now, perfect continuous. Yeah, this one is the stupidest, maybe. Let's put it here. Perfect continuous. So, all that have, so will have, has, had, been being. Being plus be. I have been washing the dishes. The dishes have been being washed. I had been washing the dishes. The dishes had been being washed. I will have been washing the dishes. The dishes will have been being washed. Stupid. Yes. Now, we should find where passive can be used not stupidly, naturally. That's our next challenge. Okay? I'll be giving you some examples right now. I want to stop this now and move on to the next phase.